In today's property roast, we have an Aussie father that suggests closing the border and slowing immigration. Let's check out his video.
In and around immigration, saying, hey, can we just back off a bit for the amount of people that we're bringing into the country because people like me can't pay for our rent anymore. He was the one who told the panel, who of course, a few weasel.
That seems like the common sentiment thrown into the media at the moment, right? Can we stop immigration? Can we stop people coming into our country so that the government can fix the housing issue for the locals before turning the tap back on? I think that is the hottest topic in Australia at the moment. This was released 2 days ago from Sky News.
Words and didn't answer his question that he is now this close to homelessness after not being able to afford to live in Sydney. He moved to the Central Coast and now there's a chance that he's going to...
Damn, that bad. Immigration is that bad that you as a local are forced to face homelessness due to the housing crisis. Let's see how bad this is.
Under even more pressure. Morgan sent me an email in the past couple of days. He reached out to us after he saw us collectively reaching out to him. So Morgan joins us now via the internet. Morgan, thank you very much, mate, and good on you for having the balls and the strength to stand up there because you weren't just asking a question about yourself, you were asking it about your family. How did you feel asking that question and the reaction to it?
Like, Morgan seems to be not the only person that's standing out on the crowd of the dissatisfied locals about the housing crisis and have been pushed away from the popular suburbs and the popular city towards outer cities due to immigration.
Men don't normally ask for help, do we? It's soul destroying, really. Your number one job is to look after your family, but we've been put in a position now where we're just being crushed from every direction.
And you hear...
And this reminds me of another TikTok video which I'll show here, and it's the same sentiment. So we have old mate over here.
Australian citizen, it's becoming increasingly harder to come to terms with how many immigrants are getting let into our country week by week.
So basically what he's saying, and this guy's reacting to this video, a lot of people have been reacting to this guy's videos. Like, his premise is basically saying, hey, look, I can't get a job. I'm pushed out from my desired industry because there's too many immigrants coming into Australia. Same sentiment as old mate over here.
Governments say, oh, we care about cost of living and we're trying and we're doing... They're not, right? It's all just things to paper over your reality. Now, you're a bloke. Give me an idea about how hard you work, how long you've worked, and you're at a bloke who is one of those 3 million people that could be this close to homelessness. Tell me your story.
I don't know whether that fact's right. 3 million people pushed from their homes into homelessness due to influx of immigration. But I don't know. Let's hear this out.
Well, I'm working at 2 jobs. I've got 3 kids. Yeah, so he's only 15 months old. So it's a real, it's really important that we have a house to live in. I'm working my main job, a business that I've been running for a long time, and over 20 years actually. And I've got my side hustles as well, and whatever I can do to get a bit of extra income. My partner's working as well, even though there's no daycare anywhere to be seen around here. But she'll take any time she can get to do any little.
So basically, we have a local battler, 3 jobs, has his own ABN. Basically, he is a self-employed person, has a side business. I don't know whether he has a 3rd job, not too sure. He has a partner that also works. He's got 3 kids. So, wow, like, pushed to homelessness.
A little bit of work you can, and we just can't do anymore. It's too much competition.
So 6 months ago there wasn't enough money, 12 months ago there wasn't enough money, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then you get a rent increase of $180. How do you cover that? I mean, how is there any way you can find extra money?
Well, that's what we have to do. That's it, isn't it? And you know what? I know millions of other people are in a similar situation. And it's not just the rent, it's the electricity, it's the insurance. I run a business that has a lot of travel for work, expenses.
I'm just trying to... I'm failing to see how he's tying his, high cost of living. I get high cost of living, but how's that related to immigration? I mean, let's keep watching to get to the chase of it. I'm really curious to know how these guys are tying the high cost of living and the fact that, he's running a business, things are getting more expensive. I run a business myself as well. I've got 2 kids, high cost of living. Same thing, I live in Sydney, but to tie it towards pointing the finger on immigration, I really want to see this.
Very high. So it's everything, and they're just being rushed. But the biggest thing, that one hit of rent, $10,000. Who can go to their boss and ask for an extra 10 grand? It's and much less. That's what is it, 10% or something increases as an average as well. So it's insane. I can't believe they're saying inflation is low. I can't believe it. It feels like gaslighting to say that the worst is behind us. It's insane.
Well, and this is the point, right? Which is that every price increase that's happened over the past 3 years is, okay, the size of the increases might be changing, but it's on top of. So when you hear today,
that's true,
power prices up again, what do you want to say to the Prime Minister? What do you want to say to anyone who will listen about what this means for you when not only can you not pay the increase in rent, how are you going to do the power bill?
Well, that's right. My power bill's overdue. I had to ring a charity place and ask them for some help with the electricity, and they were able to give me some credit. Still not enough to cover it. But there's just nothing. There's nothing I can do. That's what I'm saying. If it keeps going, like even another year like this, one more year, I think millions of people will just be destroyed. They'll be just finished. They'll be living in tents. They'll be. I think it's going to be.
Could you maybe downsize, live a stone throw away from your current sub? I mean, I'm just throwing ideas, right? Living a stone throw away or living a few suburbs away might affect the schooling that your kids go to. It might affect your current job where you might want to work close to home. But then, I'm still failing to see how immigration is affecting this.
The biggest disaster this country's seen. It's just crazy.
I agree completely. And as a bloke who's working for himself, has for a while, you've subscribed to the same theory every other normal suburban Australian does, which is just go harder, work for yourself, go harder. And what does it feel like that no matter how hard you go, you just can't keep up with the speed of the treadmill?
Exactly. It's soulless thing, isn't it? Because as a father, your number one job is to take care of your family, especially when you're young kids. And then there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so much I can do. I understand there's heaps of other people in the same situation as well. Most of my friends saying the same things, even people who have mortgages. It's all the same. Everyone's being crushed. I don't know where they get these numbers from for inflation, and to say things like, the worst is behind us. It boggles my mind. And what's more, the solution seems very simple to me, at least part of it.
All right.
It seems...
This is where the money shot is. What is the solution, Mr. Morgan Cox from Central Coast?
I mean, 5 years ago, we had an emergency and they closed the border.
Right.
They just stopped it. They just stopped everyone coming in. We don't even need to go...
because of COVID?
...that hard. But is this not an emergency? Is 5 million people or some insane number of people potentially facing homelessness in the next couple of years? Is that not an emergency?
But do you really think that solves the problem though, right? So say we close the borders, no more immigration, no more skilled labor coming to Australia to do jobs that most local Aussies don't want to do. Is that going to solve the economy? Is that going to bring inflation down or further increase inflation? Is it just to oversimplifying things that will just stop immigration for say 12 to 24 months, that your life will improve?
Yeah, absolutely. And all we do is add to the queue. Now, what line of business are you in? Because I want to plug your business. And anyone who is watching tonight who can flood you with some work, let's flood you with some work, right. Okay? What business? How do we get in touch?
What do you do?
Smart Hi-Fi. I install home cinemas.
Smart Hi-Fi. So check out Old Mate's business, Smart Hi-Fi from Central Coast, Morgan Cox. He's apparently in some sort of in a luxurious line of work. For example, he sounds like he's in the audio engineering industry. Seems like people who have money, people he works for would have money to hire people like him to, for example, mix up their surround sounds in their home-based cinemas, or for their commercial outlets to fix up, audio system.
All right, you willing
to be called a systems integrator?
All right, Smart Hi-Fi. I'm going to get the business links, all of that. I'll put them up on our Facebook page. But you're willing to do anywhere around the coast. If you've got to go up to Newcastle, you'll do that. If you've got to go down in...
He'll do anything. He said he'll do anything. He's prepared to stop immigration. He's prepared to go to the airport and go, no, you cannot come in. He's like, Gandalf, you shall not pass. Of course he'll do anything. But guys, jump in the comments. What do you think about immigration? Do you think immigration needs to stop right now for local Aussies like Mr. Cox over here to have a better and healthier living standard in Australia at the moment? Is immigration causing a high cost of living? Jump in the comments. I would love to read your comments and reply to them all. If you've been enjoying the videos in this channel in terms of the roast I'm making, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification to get future notifications of these type of videos. I'll see you in the next property roast.